So I'm Ray Matei, your host here on Cultural Currency. We're here with Chase Marchetti. Chase is a Virginia native, also a pretty awesome person, great style. His claim to fame is making music, DJing for Little B the Bass God. Also, this other guy named Logic, and as of recently, we've been running into each other at all these like little. I'm downplaying a little bit, but all these events where style and golf and music they all intertwine, and we've been getting familiar and chatting with each other very frequently. Um, Chase's tenure in this culture is pretty large and long. He's been doing things with the Fader, Cornerstone, so, even writing your own music, making your own beats, as well as kind of like just you know doing your home improvements and this and that. So you're like a man of many talents. I consider you an artisan, and yeah, just let's just chat about like what is how did we get there? How did you get here? What things are interesting you? I mean,
Oh man. Well, it's easy to run into you a lot because I feel like you are the centerpiece of a lot of what is developed, especially in the golf world. It's also crazy that we definitely ran into each other in the city at some point and just never knew somehow, some way. Um, I,
I think we have run each. I think Terminal Five. I think I remember you after a couple of our conversations. I remember you getting the crowd warmed up before
that
Logic
is
came
so
on.
nuts.
It was kind of crazy. It's just weird that we don't have stories like the like the Craig Weatherbys and like
Yeah.
Tiga. Like we don't go that far back, and like these are like OGs in the game that have done things with like Fridge Magazine, Frank 151, DJ'd for Ferg, and even other golf stuff too. So yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I only got my hair cut at Frank's once because that's all I could afford. I got one, and I was like, I could say that I got my hair cut here, and
Yeah,
then that was it.
yeah,
And now I let my hair grow out.
yeah. That's like the only place where you can go and like you'll see like I don't know, you'll see everybody from like Kareem Campbell to like Stevie, even Harold back in the day, rest in peace, and then just other like hip hop artists just show up. Shout out to Mike Malvin. He's been uh he's been doing that for a long time.
Yeah, rest in peace,
Yeah,
Harold Hunter.
rest in peace, Harold Hunter.
What a legend.
What a what a I don't know what an impactful New York skateboarder with probably the most personality I've ever seen in my life.
But how did I get here? I honestly, I think it was a combination of I played golf a bunch as a kid, like once or twice a year, not enough to mess up the baseball swing. Um, and then after COVID, I met Jared Gold Yeller, and
Mhm.
he was like, "You need to come to a golf tournament with me." And I was like, "I'm not good enough for golf." All I can think about is like when I'm a kid, tuck your shirt in, very kind of stuffy. If you're not part of the league, then you're kind of looked down on. And he's like, no, it's not like that. So I go to this golf tournament with him. I sleep on Lee's couch in Colorado Springs, Colorado Golf Blog. Wake up in the morning, do this golf tournament. It's like me, Jared, the Country Club adjacent guys, Roger, everybody was there in Colorado. And around the same time, you would throw in the Hype Golf tournament.
Mm.
And TJ and Taylor FaceTime me from there. And they were like, oh, you got to get into this. They had the Puma on. They showed the DJ. I was like, what
They
has
won
golf
best. They
turned
won
into?
best dressed.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
full white fits. I still remember it. I
Yeah.
probably got the photo on my phone. And I was like, dang, this is different. And
Yeah.
then at some point down the line, Steven reached out and he was like, what's your size? I want to send you a box.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the clicking point of like, oh, I have a space
Yeah.
in golf now.
Yeah.
And it's scratching the itch in my brain that the old baseball kid hasn't been able to tap into
Yeah.
in so long.
Yeah. That's awesome. And that's literally like kind of like the early stages of when things were getting traction, like 2021. COVID was everyone wanted to get out, and people were like, kind of applying what they thought they were going to execute, like later down the line after the storm was done. So that's uh that's funny you said that. Speaking of Stevens has a good eye, especially with like people with good style and people that are doing things within the culture. When I say culture, I'm referencing music, skateboarding, snowboarding, art, music, et cetera, et cetera. Of course, like culture gets thrown around a bunch, just because like it's a key word. But like for you, you've done. I mean, how many shows have you done with Logic, and like, tell us some experiences you had with him, especially like on the road and
Oh God, countless. So my long story short was the same venue where I met him when I was 19. A guy hit me up and he was like, "Do you want to DJ for this rapper out of Pittsburgh? It's his first sold out show. He's popping off on the blogs.
yeah.
Mac Miller, he doesn't have a DJ, but you can open up and
Right.
then DJ for him if that's cool with you. I can't pay you."
Oh, I didn't for Mac Miller.
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And this was 2010, October 2010,
Okay.
beginning of my sophomore year of college. So I go do that, and that was my first. Well, I'd done a Travis Porter show, but it was kind of in a club. That was my first like on stage concert. Prepare the set, have the set, do
Wow.
the set, and see like the crowd below me. And that's when it all clicked. So doing that, and then Mac starts to blow up,
Right.
obviously, and then I'm now like the concert Virginia DJ guy.
That's not a bad thing.
No, it was great. It was great. So I would just open up. I was like, okay, if I open up for every single person that comes to Virginia, eventually I'll meet a rapper
Yeah.
that will take me on tour.
Right.
And then in 2012, it was Bob.
That's
So
crazy.
2012, I met Bob on his first tour. His producer was just press and play for him at the time.
Right.
And then flew out my spring break of senior year, worked on his mixtape, and he was like, "Do you want to go on tour in a few weeks?"
Wow.
I was like, "Yeah."
That's crazy. Yeah, he's been doing a lot of Live Nation, a lot of Live Nation events over the over the past few decades, and I don't know, just seeing the amount of fans that he's impacted, and I remember like him selling merch in the event was like a very big eye opener. Like these guys are making music, they own their own merch, like they were so like hands on it, being DIY and doing everything. Um, but when we speak of like DIY and like kind of creative corners. Let's talk about the Fader and Cornerstone. Like I know you've always had hip hop in the background and you've been part of it, and it's crazy how like you've evolved over the years. But let's rewind and let's chat about that and talk about those experiences.
The Cornerstone changed my life.
Yeah.
100%. I didn't really know too much about. Like I was opening these shows, and then South by Southwest junior year of college, I think 2012, they needed extra people at South by. So we drove, and my friends were already part of the farm team. So we all had a dinner one night, and it was just random. And they were like, "Do you like if we can get enough people to go to South by, then the school will pay for the rental car and gas?" I was like, "Okay, that's fine." So we skipped spring break, and we all drove 24 hours straight to South by, slept on the floor at the DoubleTree, ate cookies. The first day they had me on the street team, and then the second day they had. I'm giving you the most abridged story. The second day they needed people in the Converse tent to see Converses to artists. So the second day I go in, see Converses.
What year was this again?
2012.
2012. Got it.
And the second day that I'm in the Converse tent, I'm handing out these Converses, and then somebody taps me on the shoulder. It's Miguel. And I had just done a show with Miguel the last year, and he had blown up since then. And he was like, "Do you want to come to my BET show?" So I go to the BET show, invite one of the farm guys, and then we get to the BET show, and everybody's talking about this after party called the Illmore. And it was Scoremore and Ill Roots, the blog back in the day. And I go there, and I need to charge my phone, end up in the VIP room, meet all these people. And that's when I was like, I will do anything to move to New York City and keep whatever momentum this is going. And it worked.
Got it.
So shout out Fader, Cornerstone. I mean, they were like, if you got into Fader at that point, that was the pinnacle of publication.
Yeah, a lot of good talent came out of that publisher, and I just remember, I don't know, just they always had like cool events and cool stories, and kind of admire, like just how people cover culture, especially being a fan of like magazines and.
It was very intentional.
Yeah,
it's like very intentional. Really good write-ups.
Yeah.
Very good photography. And they always were. They were at the forefront of the culture. I feel like they would send me out to different shows. Being in New York, I could only afford rent. Well, up to a certain point, then I couldn't afford rent. But I would. I worked my way into working the VIP at the doors of the parties.
Right.
And that's kind of what got me into the New York scene was just letting people in that weren't necessarily on the list, and a little favor exchange, and
Wow.
eating the food after the party was done, and that was my dinner.
So speaking of the New York scene, being part of Cornerstone and that era, there definitely was some sort of like overlap and like kind of seeing like what like Duck Down was doing back then, right?
Mhm.
Like I remember,
The offices were right next to
yeah, I
each other.
remember you. I think we were talking about Sean Price driving the other day. Tell me some of you know tell me some of your experiences with him and while he was doing his thing.
Only that one day was like my real experience with Sean Price,
Okay.
and it was just, I mean, it's the most authentic New York rap. He is,
Yeah.
he was exactly who you thought he was, and exactly who he thought he was. He
Yeah.
was the most hilarious dude, and that was also so early on in doing like the skits
Yeah.
and the authentic skits as promo
Yeah.
for a mixtape.
Yeah. Back then it was just like record and whatever you get, you get.
And then do a press run. And this was like very, I mean, that's so Duck Down though, very grassroots.
Yeah. Duck Down was like my favorite. I would see them and travel to Hofstra, watch like Helter Skelter, and just see Buckshot. I think even like fast forward when I was doing my brand, like being part of that story to talk about like materials and camo and how that's influenced by streetwear and how hip hop is influenced, wearing, like Rothko and Alpha Industries and like brands like that. Buckshot would talk about stuff too. So I was kind of pretty stoked to see that stuff come together. And anyway, we're not talking about me. We're talking about just like the impactful portion of fashion and clothes. And of course, you're one of the guys that I see, that looks good on the course. Besides having, a good swing and scoring 84
Oh,
at TPC Scottsdale.
it's off and on though. You've seen
Yeah.
it.
I
It's
mean,
off and on.
it's all good.
Hasso offers the largest luxury estates in the valley, family gatherings, golf experiences, and corporate retreats. Secure your stay at stayhazo.com.
What other new music projects do you have going on? I mean, besides that, I would also like to know like where you at with this whole renovation of your Colorado home. I know you've been
Oh my
going through it
God.
last year, so
I'm deep in it. I'm as deep in it as you can get. I'm
yeah.
as deep in it. Um, we can start with music first. Music, I I took a super hiatus from it. I think
Okay.
I got really burnt out from DJing.
Yeah.
Because with DJing, it can go one of two ways, where you kind of get in a comfortable club scene and do it forever,
Right.
or you switch it up and kind of keep your sanity.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just not a club guy. I'm
Yeah.
not even really a stay up after midnight type of guy.
Mm.
So I took a hiatus, really didn't even set up DJ equipment in my house for 5 to 7 years.
Right.
And it was truly golf that kind of helped me get back into it. It was just on a whim. I think I did a Top Golf Malvern
So golf
event.
got you back into DJing.
Yes. I did a Top Golf Malvern event. I forget
Okay.
who asked, like maybe Lee asked me. No, maybe Connor asked. I forget.
Okay.
But I was like, yeah, I'll do that. Why not? I'll be there anyway.
Mm.
And then that was kind of my like, oh, this is what DJing looks like in my 30s. Well, I also took a break because I made my own project and I didn't want to be out DJing while also being like, I play guitar and sing and produce.
Got it.
And I think that was just an early or mid 20s identity thing. But no, now I'm out DJing more and I'm having fun.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty crazy. So like from that, literally just from playing golf, I think I've seen you at like this year, like NBA tees and threes. I think you DJ'd maybe actually you DJ'd our events too, like the events that we've done with
Yeah.
Hype Golf. And then even I don't know, I feel like I see you DJing all these like high level events almost all the time now.
It's so enjoyable to me again, which is nuts. It took a while.
Yeah,
There's honestly got a point in time where I wasn't even listening to music at home. I was so burnt out. I think just I was so deep in the industry
right.
and being in it that I felt that pressure all the time that I just couldn't create. And I think there's this clarity and relief that I found in the golf space that's
Right.
allowed me to even just do better in music.
That's funny. It's like me too. Like I discovered golf, and all of a sudden my life kind of, I don't know, it changed for the good. It I became like very like balanced, and also like just the workflow has been really consistent. I guess just because people love when people are passionate about things, and that's the same thing with like skateboarding, streetwear, and just like life in general. And yeah, golf has been pretty good to us.
What's it been like for you, not to turn it on you, because you were at the beginning of the streetwear craze, and now you're here in Integral in the new age of golf. Like, what's it like to see? What are the similarities between the two, where you start to see the traction develop, and it just kind of explodes? Because even just since COVID, it's exploded.
Yeah.
Instead of like, you would have never, when I'm getting my first Malvin pack, I would have never thought I'm gonna turn on the Masters and see Jason Day investigate.
It's very true. It's very true. It's kind of crazy because like golf now is similar to streetwear. I say that all the time. I reference that, but the community with streetwear is very similar to what's going on with golf. But the thing is with golf now, a lot of the people transition from streetwear to golf. But a lot of the guys that are in golf right now, they know like they understand like curation. They understand like this person's gonna represent our brand, and they're thinking like long term. Like they like this person's a good fit because authentically like they're embedded in all these different cultures, right? If it's not sports or being an artist or even like having good taste or just being like literally a cool person, just understanding these things is something that's you can't learn in college. You can't take a master class. It's something that's built in here, and you have to be a part of it and experience these things over the over the years when you're doing these trade shows or going to Art Basel or even going to like a bread and butter. um, you just know that there are people that are just like you, and you all want to help each other, and you all become a big resource to like be great. So um, I think learning from streetwear fashion and just going the up and downs of business, just you learn like you want to be around the best people, to kind of like educate you as well as educate them, because at the end of the day we're all kind of going to the same destination. But yeah, without streetwear and skateboarding, I don't think I would be able to navigate through the golf space. The golf space has been really fun because I don't know, the people that you meet are very, very interesting, and they're just it's not transactional. Well, for me anyway. For me, it's not transactional. I'm sure
That's
for
how
other
I feel.
people it is. Um, but when it's not transactional, it's like people will show love, like regardless.
And I think that was kind of the sense of relief that I'm talking about in the golf space, is the music industry is so transactional.
Yeah.
I remember right around COVID time, Issa Rae put out a thing where she was like, you think making shows and movies is tough? The music industry is the most brutal that there is. I truly believe it. Like it threw me for a loop, especially when and it's all young artists that are, in the early developmental stage of their own identity and their own self. And then it's so much pressure on that. And you're not making the returns for all these people that invested in you, and you don't understand your advance and how it's financially set up. So it is so transactional.
Yeah.
And all these people that are coming out to your show and they're so lovey-dovey, the moment that like kind of stalls and the money's not the exact same, not talking to you at all. Then you come to golf and everybody is in such a community. They're so inviting. There is like, I don't care what you do. I just want you to come play 18 holes with me next week at my club.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk about anything except life. And then things just happen.
Yeah.
And I think real recognize real is
but also
simple as it is.
But also too, as we know, as we go forward, there's like certain faces that you trust. I mean, as time goes by, there's saturation, there's more talking heads, but there's always these people that have laid the groundwork, and they're just trusted faces. I don't know if that's a jab at people, but a lot of these like opinionated things that come from a place where it doesn't have like track record, it doesn't have any like proven like work, like it's kind of crazy. You could just say anything on the internet, I guess. But let's not leave on that note. Let's
You want to talk about think peace slop?
no, that's hilarious. That's funny. That's funny. But yeah, I think we skipped one thing though. We skipped the housing project that you.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Well, I was trying to do it on purpose. The housing project, man. We love the home. It's a 1965 mid-century. We have a little teeny little lake.
Yeah.
In the backyard, beautiful mountain views. We see the sunset every night from our living room. Big wall of windows over the mountains. Yeah. It's so relaxing. And for me, I think I realized after being in the city and being in LA off and on all my 20s, I don't like to be perpetually in it. I need to like go away. I need to miss it a little bit. I need to be like, oh, I miss my work and being in it so that I can get busy. But it's been a lot of trials. We moved in, couldn't use the bathroom, couldn't live there for months. While that was happening, we got a renovation. We gutted the top 2 bathrooms, redid them both. And since we weren't living there, we couldn't oversee the project.
Yeah.
And they didn't do the drainage correctly. So now we have to go back, gut them again, redo them again. So it's a lot of money, but a lot of love. And that's just how life goes. I'd rather be there and have these problems than not be there and not have the problems.
Yeah, the learning curve is, I don't know, it's that like redoing a house from scratch and kind of investing in something that needs like a little bit of love and it's a fixer upper. I mean, also too, just some of those things that you're doing with your house, it's very awesome to see it on Instagram, especially with you and like the dog, like going through like Colorado or whatever, and they're just trying to figure out like what you're going to install. I think it's just cool. Like those kind of things are how people, I think, should live, and like less worried about like careers and work, but more about like just being there, trying to create
time. I work for time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly. So yeah, thanks for making some time for me and making time for this.
No, thank you.
It was very awesome.
Executive retreats, family gatherings, golf expeditions, and more. Hazo offers a one-of-a-kind resort-style experience.